Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is 𝐵𝐽 𝐏𝐿 and in today's video I'll explain you how to automate pushing Docker images to a GCP artifact registry using Jenkins. So here GCP artifact registry is a Google Cloud service that stores, manages and secure packages and Docker container images. Okay, so here you can see this is my Google Cloud console. So first let's come here. So here you can see. So in this video we're going to automate pushing Docker images to a GCP artifact registry using Jenkins. So these are the prerequisites for this today's video. So first we need to create a VM on Google Cloud and we need to install Jenkins and Docker. And after that, we need to create GCP IAM service account credentials with artifact registry admin permissions role. Okay. And we need to download this service account JSON file and we need to provide this JSON file on Jenkins credentials. And after that, we need to create a artifact registry manually on Google Cloud with this name Docker repo. So not only with this name, you can provide whatever the name you want. Okay. So you need to provide this name on Jenkins pipeline. So this is the repository name. Okay. So let me navigate to Google Cloud Console. So here you can see this is my Google Cloud Console. So first let's navigate to Compute Engine. So here it will display all the virtual machines. So let's create a new virtual machine. So here you can see currently we don't have any of the single virtual machine. So for today's video, let's create one virtual machine. So directly select here create instance. So let's give the name like Jenkins VM. Okay. So here I'm going with the region US Central 1 and I'm going with E2 medium. It comes with 2 CPUs and 4 GB of memory. When it comes to OS and storage, here operating system I'm going to select as Ubuntu. So here you can select what you want. So I'm going to select as Ubuntu and I'm going with the default storage which is 10 GB. And directly select here select. And in networking, I'm going to allow HTTP and HTTPS traffic and in network interfaces. So previously I created a custom VPC. So I'm going to select the custom VPC which is public VPC. Okay. And public subnet. And now I'm going to directly select here create. So now a VM will be created. So it takes mostly 15 to 20 seconds to create this virtual machine. Okay. And after creating this virtual machine, we need to SSH into this virtual machine and there we need to install Jenkins and Docker. Okay. So let's wait. Let me refresh this page. So here you can see our virtual machine is up and running. So now we need to connect to this virtual machine. Directly select here SSH. And when you are going to connect to this virtual machine, you need to provide port 22 access to firewall rule. Okay, don't forget to provide that and directly select here authorize. So successfully we connected to our virtual machine. So let me clear the screen. So first we need to update our virtual machine by using sudo apt update -y. So it will update our virtual machine. Okay. So our virtual machine has been updated successfully. So now I want to become to root user, which is super user sudo su. Okay. So currently I'm on root user. So unless we don't have any file. So let me create a new file vim jenkins.sh. So I will provide the script. Let me open this. So let me copy this entire script. So this script is used to install Jenkins on our Ubuntu virtual machine. Okay. So I will provide this script and everything. So let me save this file. And currently for this file, it is having only read write permission. So we need to give executable permissions to this file. So let's give full permissions to this file. So chmod 777 jenkins.sh. So when I hit ll, so here you can see now for this file we have full permissions. So now I'm going to execute this file sh jenkins.sh. So now this file will install Jenkins on our virtual machine. Okay. So after installing Jenkins, I'm going to install Docker. Okay. So here you can see Jenkins has been installed successfully. So now if you want to see the status of Jenkins, directly hit systemctl status Jenkins. So here you can see our Jenkins is active and running. So let me come out from this. Okay. So now we need to access this Jenkins using virtual machine external IP with port 8080. So by default Jenkins will run under the port of 8080. Okay. So let me open a new tab and http:// this is the VM external IP and we need to access with port 8080. Okay, so by default Jenkins will run under the port 8080. So one thing you need to remember, you need to provide this port 8080 on your firewall rules. Okay, then only you can see your Jenkins interface, or else you will not see your Jenkins interface. So now we need Jenkins password. So directly copy this and come to terminal and directly clear the screen and directly hit cat and paste that path here. So you will find password of Jenkins. So inside this path we have our Jenkins password. Okay, directly copy this and come to Jenkins and paste it here. This is the administrator password. Directly select here continue and directly select here never. So I'm not going to save this. So here we need to select install suggested plugins. So now Jenkins will install some of the plugins. So let's wait. So here you can see all the plugins were installed successfully. So first we need to give the username. So here username I'm going to provide Vijay and I'll copy this. And in password I'm going to provide Vijay and confirm password Vijay and full name I'm going to provide Vijay and email address I'm going to provide vijay@gmail.com. So here you can provide whatever you want. Okay, directly select here save and continue. So here you can see this is the virtual machine of our external IP and our Jenkins is running on port 8080. Okay, now directly select here save and finish. And here you can see Jenkins is ready. So now here you need to select start using Jenkins. So here you can see this is the Jenkins dashboard. So now we need to install Docker in our virtual machine. Directly come here and now directly hit ept install docker.io-y. Okay. So here you can see Jenkins has been installed successfully. So let me hit sorry, Docker has been installed successfully. So let's hit Docker version. Sorry, sorry, Docker version. So here you can see 26.1.3. So this is the Docker version. So let me do one thing. chmod 777 where run docker.sock. So I'm going to provide executable permissions to this docker.sock. Why? Because means sometimes Jenkins will fail to build Docker image. So if you provide full permissions to this docker.sock, it will not throw any of the errors. So let me hit again Docker version whether it is running or not. So here you can see Jenkins Docker is active and running. Now this is the Docker version 26.1.3. So now let me clear the screen. So now let me jump on to here. So here you can see up to now we created a virtual machine and we installed Jenkins and Docker. So now we need to create IAM service account credentials with Artifact Registry Administrator permission role, and we need to download the JSON file, and we need to provide the JSON file on Jenkins credentials. Okay, so now let me jump on to Google Cloud Console. Now let me open IAM, and here we need to provide service account. So here you can see this is the service account. So I'm going to open it in a new tab. So currently I have only the two service accounts. So for today's video, I'm going to create a new service account. Directly select here create service account. So you need to provide the name of the service account. So let's give the name like new service hyphen account. So here the name you can give whatever you want. So this service account is used to authenticate with our Google Cloud account. Okay. So always you need to remember that. So directly select here create and continue. And here you need to provide role. So for this service account, I'm going to provide basic and owner permissions. And now here I'm going to select continue and directly select here done. Okay. So correct, like directly if you want to see the permission, so here you can see a service account has been created. So now if you want to see the permissions, directly select here IAM and directly come down. So here you can see this is the service account we created, new service account. Okay, so currently we have provided owner permission. So if you want to, so for today's video we can only provide artifact registry administrator permissions. Okay, so if you want to provide only this permission, you can directly come here and you can directly select here pencil button. Okay, edit, and directly select here add role, add another role, and directly select here artifact registry. So here you can see artifact registry create on push rights. Okay, this role is also enough. So if you are providing owner permission, you can directly provide full permissions. Okay, so let's give this permission also, artifact registry create on push right. Okay, so let's give this and directly select here save. So now here you can see a new IAM role has been attached to this our service account. Okay, so now we need to download this IAM service account JSON file. So now directly jump on to service accounts, and directly this is the service account, new service account we created. Okay, directly select this service account and directly select here keys, and now here you need to provide a, you need to download a JSON key. Okay, directly select here add key, and here you need to select create new key, and here this is the key format, which one currently we need to download JSON. Directly select here JSON and directly select here create. So here you can see a key has been downloaded to our local machine. So let me open file manager, directly select here downloads. So here you can see this is the JSON key, it was downloaded. So we need to provide this JSON key on our Jenkins. Okay, let me open a new tab, directly go to Jenkins and directly select here manage Jenkins. So before providing this, let's install two plugins. Okay, directly select here plugins and available plugins, and here first let's install Docker plugins, Docker, Docker commas, Docker pipeline, Docker API, Docker build steps. So these plugins I'm going to install, and after that I'm going to install Blue Ocean plugin. So this is not necessary. If you want to see your output in a beautiful way, you can directly install this plugin, which is Blue Ocean. And the third plugin, pipeline stage view. Okay, so if you want to see your pipeline, you can directly install this plugin pipeline stage view. It will display all the stages. Okay, directly select this and directly select here install. So now these plugins will install. So it takes some couple of seconds to install these plugins. Okay, so let's wait. So all the plugins has been installed successfully. So directly restart this Jenkins. So now Jenkins will be restarted. Okay, So here you can see Jenkins has been restarted successfully. So we need to provide username as Vijay and password as Vijay. So previously we provided this username and password, right? So we need to provide this and directly select here sign in. So now it will connect to our Jenkins again. So directly select your dashboard. So now let's update our GCP credentials in Jenkins credentials. Okay. Now directly select your manage Jenkins and directly come down. And here you need to select credentials. Directly select these credentials and directly select your global. And here directly select add credentials. So here currently we are going to upload this JSON file, right? So we need to provide here as secret file. Okay. So this is the secret file and directly select your choose file and in downloads. So this is the file. Directly select your open. So here you can see it was uploaded. So now here you need to provide ID. Like let's give the name like GCP service hyphen account. So this is the name I'm giving. So you can provide whatever the name you want. So what you need to provide this name on your Jenkins pipeline. Okay. So in environment you need to provide these names. Okay. So we successfully uploaded our GCP service account credentials and we have provided this ID name GCP service hyphen account. So I'm going to select here create. So now it was updated successfully. So now the second thing is you need to provide the project ID. So in Google Cloud we have n number of projects. So now we need to provide project ID. So this project ID is used to provide. So currently we are going to provision. That means we are going to currently build the Docker images and we are going to push the Docker images to my first project, right? So that's why we need to provide our first project ID. Directly copy this and come to Jenkins once more and directly select your add credentials. And now this is in the text format. Okay, so currently this is in the text format, right? So here you need to select as secret text and here in secret you need to provide that project ID and here let's give the name like GCP hyphen project hyphen ID. So this is the name I'm giving. Directly copy this. So this name also you need to provide in Jenkins pipeline. Okay, let me directly select here create. So now we have provided our GCP credentials to Jenkins. Now using these credentials, Jenkins will communicate with the Google Cloud. Okay. So now let me select your dashboard. So now let's create a Jenkins pipeline to automate our entire process. Okay. So let's directly select your new item and here let's give the pipeline name like automation pipeline. So this is the name I'm giving. So here you can give the name whatever you want. So here I'm going to select pipeline and okay. And now here we need to write our pipeline. So previously I have written this pipeline. So I will copy this entire pipeline and I will explain you the entire steps. Okay. So to avoid some time, I have written already guys. So here you can see this is the entire pipeline. So here you can see, so this is the declarative pipeline. So declarative pipeline always will divide it into various of stages and steps. Okay. So when we write any of the pipeline, we need to start with pipeline and currently we are using agent any and in environment. So previously we have created GCP service account, right? So we need to provide that GCP service account environment here. Okay. And we have provided our GCP project ID, right? So I'm going to pass here. So from environment, it will take that values to this Jenkins pipeline. Okay. So now in the first stage, it will clean the current workspace. Okay. So in the second stage, it will take the source code from the GitHub repository. Okay. So this is the repository I'm using for our today's video. Let me copy this repository URL. So here you can see currently the branch is main. Okay. You need to copy the repository URL and directly come here and come down and open your pipeline syntax. So in pipeline syntax, directly search for git. So git, okay. So here you need to provide the repository URL. So this is the repository URL and here you need to the branch name. So currently here you can see the branch is, so let me keep it here, okay. So you can see currently the branch is main. So here you need to provide the branch name as main, okay. So currently this repository is public, okay. So here you can see this is the public repository. So we should not provide any of the credentials. So it is a private repository. You need to provide the credentials. Okay, directly select your generate pipeline script, and now directly copy this entire line and come to Jenkins and remove this line, guys. Okay, so here you need to paste the repository URL. Okay, so in this stage it will take the source code from the GitHub repository, and in this stage, so this is the main stage. Okay, so in this stage first it will authenticate with our Google Cloud account. So using service account credentials, it will authenticate with our Google Cloud account. Okay, so here you can see Google application credentials. So here you can see from environmental variables it will take this Google application credentials. So it will use this file GCP service account. So previously we created a GCP service account JSON file, and we downloaded that JSON file and we provided that JSON file on Jenkins credentials, right? So it will use this JSON service account file to authenticate with our Google Cloud account. So this is the command. Okay, so now here you can see gcloud config set project, and this is the project ID Google Cloud project. So here you can see we have given the variable name like Google Cloud project, and from credentials, this is the credentials ID we have given GCP hyphen project hyphen ID. So in this project, it will create, it will build the resources and it will push the resources to this artifact registry in this project only. Okay, so that's why here have provided like this. Okay, so in this stage, it will authenticate with our artifact registry. Okay, so now this is the main stage. Okay, so in this stage only, Docker will build the Docker image. It will tag the Docker image. It will push the Docker image to the GCP artifact registry with different build tags. Okay, so I will explain you from scratch. Okay, so here you can see image tag is equal to 1.01 dot build number. So currently, if the Jenkins pipeline build number is 2, okay, so it will tag the image like 1.0.3. So if the Jenkins pipeline build is 5, it will tag like 1.0.5. Okay, so here you can see first it will cat our Google application credentials. That means it will cat our JSON credentials. Okay, that means service account credentials, and it will log into our by using docker login -u, it will log into our GCP artifact registry. Okay, and in this stage it will build the Docker image. So here I'm giving the name like hello colon latest. So here you can give the name whatever you want. So first here it will take the source code from the GitHub repository. In this stage, in first line it will build the Docker image, and in the second line it will tag the Docker image. So here you can see we are going to build this Docker image like hello colon latest. It will tag the Docker image to this US Central 1 hyphen docker.pkg.dev, and will take the GCP project ID. And here you can see this is the repository name. That means artifact repository we need to create. So let's create after completing this explanation. Okay, so here you need to provide the artifact registry repository name. Okay, and after that here we need to provide it will take the image tag, that nothing but this is the image tag. So if the current build is 15, it will tag like 1.0.15. Okay, like that it will tag. So I will explain you all while building this Jenkins pipeline, so then you can understand in a clear way. Okay, so in the third step, it will push the Docker image to GCP artifact registry. Okay, so here you can see artifact registry name we have given Docker repo, right? So it will push our tagged image. That means this is the tag, right? 1.0.1 1.0.2, it will push the tagged image, and after that it will tag the latest Docker image. Okay, so here you can see hello colon latest, and it will push the latest Docker image to artifact registry. And in these two stages, it will remove the tagged image as well as it will remove the latest image. Okay, and in this stage, in this step, it will remove unwanted Docker volumes by using Docker volume prune. Okay, so this is the single stage. So in this single stage, it will build Docker image, it will tag Docker image, it will push the latest Docker image and tag Docker image to artifact registry. Okay, so these two stages are optional, but I'm going to explain you by showing in UI. Okay, whether the changes is reflecting or not. Okay, so in this stage, it will stop the existing Docker container and it will remove the Docker container. So in this stage, it will run our Docker container with the latest Docker image. So here you can see hello colon latest. So it will always build with the latest Docker image. So this is one of the automation pipeline. Okay, so let me save this. So now let me jump on to Google Cloud Console and let me jump on to Artifact Registry. So directly search for Artifact Registry. So in Artifact Registry, we use it to store our Docker images. Okay. So previously as I explained, so here we need to create a repository. Directly select here create repository, and repository name, let's give the name like docker-repo. So here you can see we have provided the name like here docker-repo. Here you can see docker repo. So that's why I am providing here docker repo. In your case, if you are providing any of the another names, you need to change that names here. Instead of docker repo, you need to change that names. Okay. So now let's come here, and format is docker. So we are going to store our docker image, right? So that's why I'm going to select docker and directly select here create. So before creating this, here you need to select region as US Central 1. Okay. And now directly select here create. So you need to create this manually. Okay. So here you can see a repository has been created. So when I open this repository, we we won't have even single Docker image. Why? Because means still we are not running our Jenkins pipeline, right? So that's why. So let me come here. So here you can see we don't have even single Docker image. So now I will run this Jenkins pipeline. Directly select here build now. So now here you can see build is going. So let me open console output. So here you can see clean workspace is going on. Console output. Let's see. So here you can see it was taken the source code from the GitHub repository, and currently it is authenticated with our Google Cloud account. So currently here you can see in this stage image is building. So here you can see our image is going to build. So here you can see our image is tagging, and it is pushing to GCP artifact registry. Okay. So here you can see our pipeline is success. So it takes less than 15 seconds, less than 20 seconds to complete this simple pipeline. Okay. So this is one of the automation pipeline to continuously build the Docker images, and it is used to tag the Docker images, and it is used to push the Docker images to the artifact registry. So now let me check. So currently here you can see our pipeline is success. So here you can see all the stages are success. So now let's see whether it is reflecting or not. So let me refresh this page. So let's wait. So here you can see it is created a directory like repo. Let me open this. Hello. So here you can see this is the Docker image. It was builded and it was pushed to GCP artifact registry. So it was pushed two different images, which is with the tag as well as with the latest image 1.0.1. So currently here you can see currently our Jenkins build number is 1. So that's why here it was displaying 1.0.1. So here you can see when you observe here image tag 1.0 current build number, so it will take the Jenkins current build number. So currently Jenkins build number is 1, right? So that's why 1.0.1. So if I again rerun this Jenkins pipeline, it will build 1.0.2. So here you can see when I rebuild this Jenkins pipeline, automatically again all the steps will be performed, and it will again rebuild the Jenkins pipeline, and it will push the latest Docker image to artifact registry, which is 1.0.2. Okay, so here you can see pipeline is success. So let me refresh this page once again. So here you can see 1.0.2. So currently it is displaying only in the single line. Why? Because means we haven't modified our uh, index.html or Docker file. We haven't modified this repository. If you modify this repository, again it will rebuild the Docker image, and it will create a another image, okay, like 1.0.3. So now let's do one thing. Let's access our application. So currently here you can see currently our application is accessing on port 8000, localhost port 8000. Okay, so in this stage we are going to run our Docker container with the latest Docker image by using this command docker run -itd. -itd stands for interactive and detached mode. Hyphen name stands for container name. -p stands for port, and our container is running on port 8000. So this is the localhost, and this is the container port 80. And using this artifact registry, so this is the artifact registry tag, guys. So using this we are going to take the latest Docker image. Okay, so now let me access this application. So let me keep it here. So let me open here compute engine. So we need to copy external IP of our virtual machine, and we need to access with port 8000. Okay, so let me copy this external IP, and let me open a new tab, and here HTTP :/ with port 8000. So you need to provide this port 8000 on firewall rules. Okay, don't forget that. So not a 800, we need to provide 8000. So localhost we have provided 8000, right? So we need to provide 8000. So here you can see simply it was displaying hello everyone. So in index.html, so simply have written to display only hello world. So now I will do one thing. So now I will modify this to hello world version 1.0 or else 0.1. Okay, so let's change this to hello world. Let me edit this, come down, and I will edit this version 0.1. So let me commit these changes and commit changes. So now again I will run this Jenkins pipeline. So now Jenkins pipeline will build the Docker image with the latest changes. It will push that latest changes to the artifact registry, and it will display the in end of the application. It will display with the latest Docker image. Okay. So this is small automation, guys. Directly select your build now, and now if you see the console output parallelly. So let me open this console output. So here you can see image is going to build. So it was builded and it is successfully pushed to artifact registry. So here you can see pushed. So here you can see pipeline is success. So if you observe here, you can see in this stage it will remove the old Docker container, and it will stop the Docker container, and it will remove the old Docker container, and it will recreate with the new Docker container, guys. Okay. So here you can see this is the new Docker container ID. Okay, so at last it will remove the unwanted Docker volumes. So let me open this. So here you can see in this stage it will recreate with the latest changes, and it will in this stage, in this step, it will remove the unwanted Docker images by using Docker volume prone. Okay, so now let me come here. So the pipeline is success. Let me open this automation pipeline. So here you can see the pipeline is green. So when I refresh this page, you can see version 0.1. So always it will take the latest Docker image, and always the Docker images will be stored here. So currently here you can see build number is 3. So here we need to see 1.0.3. Let me refresh this. So here you can see 1.0.3. So now this line has gone. So now a new image. So this is the new image 1.0.3, and this is the tagged image, and this is the latest image. Okay. So now if I again modify this index.html file. So let's modify to 0.2. Okay. Now this is the second version, and I'm going to commit these changes, commit changes, and now again I'm going to build, select here build now. So now we need to see the fourth build. So let me open this console output. So here you can see again image is rebuilding with the latest changes. So here you can see image has pushed to the artifact registry once again with the latest changes, and old container has been stopped and it is removed, and it is recreated with the new changes. Okay, at last the previous Docker images has been removed by using Docker volume prone. Okay, so the automation pipeline is success. So here you can see the pipeline is green. So when so currently it is showing 0.1, right? So when I refresh this 0.2. Okay, so this is how you can automate your entire process using Jenkins. Okay, so here you can see, so currently build number is 4. So when I refresh this page, you can see the new Docker image with the latest stack. So here you can see 1.0.4, and this is the latest Docker image. Okay, so this is how you can automate your entire process by using Jenkins. So, and yes, that's it for today's video, and I will provide this repository URL and as well as this entire documentation as a readme file. Okay, so I will provide this everything in video description. So if you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. So after completing your labs, try to terminate each and everything. So once again I'm telling you, if you want to automate like if you done any of the changes in your GitHub repository, and if you don't want to select your build now, so it should be automated using Jenkins, means you need to create webhooks. So then when you change any of the changes in your GitHub repository, then Jenkins will automatically authenticate to your GitHub repository, and changes will be automatically applied. So using a webhook you can do that. So already I created videos on how to create webhooks and cron jobs and everything on my YouTube channel. Please do watch that videos. Okay, so and yes, that's it for today's video. So now I'm going to delete this virtual machine. Directly select here compute engine, and now I'm going to delete this virtual machine. Directly select this and delete and delete. So after completing your labs, try to delete each and everything, guys. Okay, so now it takes nearly 30 seconds to 1 minute to delete this virtual machine. Now this Jenkins will not work. So why? Because means we installed Jenkins in this virtual machine. Okay, so let me refresh this. So within some time it will not work. So let me refresh this. Currently it is in stopping state, guys. Okay, so let me rerun this. Refresh refresh. So meanwhile, let's remove our artifact registry also. Let me open artifact registry in a new tab. So if you want to delete your registry, so let me open this in a new tab. So meanwhile, let's refresh this page whether it is working or not. So currently here you can see it is loading, means it will not work, guys. No, okay. So now if you want to delete this repository, okay, you can directly select this and you can directly select here delete. So it will automatically delete everything. Okay, delete and delete. So here you can see Jenkins, the site can't be reached, it is not working. So this is the final output. So this will also will not work. So here you can see repository has been terminated and our VM also terminated. So now this is also will not work. Okay, and yes, that's it for today's video. And if you like my video, please do like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys, and see you in the next video, and bye.